Resolution is going to be P 34324. This is a resolution commending the Young Actors Guild upon the occasion of their 35th anniversary. Is Mary here?
Is anyone from the guild here? We don't seem to have a.
Okay. We can come back to that.
Oh, here we go. This one.
No. Okay. P 34424. This is a resolution recognizing September 17th through 23rd of 2024 as United States Constitution Week in Rensselaer County. Elizabeth Curley, I think, is here. And this is a presentation by Legislator Gendron, and anybody else who would like to join us, please come on up front.
Excellent. All right, resolution recognizing September 17th through the 23rd, 2024 as United States Constitution Week in Rensselaer County. Whereas Constitution Week was started by the Daughters of the American Revolution in 1955 and is celebrated annually from September 17th through the 23rd to commemorate the adoption of the U.S. Constitution. And whereas Constitution Day is an American holiday honoring the day the 39 delegates of the Constitutional Convention signed the United States Constitution in 1787. And whereas September 17, 2024 marks the 237th anniversary of our nation's founding document. And whereas Constitution Week is a time to reflect on the Constitution's history, importance, and how it continues to serve the country today. And whereas the Constitution was intended to achieve 6 purposes: to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and to our posterity. And whereas the founders secured the principles expressed in the Declaration of Independence by establishing a government that deserves its power or derives its power from the consent of the American people. The government established by the Constitution formed a remarkably resilient structure, balancing necessary authority with inherent freedoms, national unity with individual rights, and federal interests with state powers. And whereas on this week we should remember those who have made sacrifices to defend the Constitution of the United States for over 2 centuries. For it is this patriotism that we enjoy unprecedented freedoms and opportunities. And whereas it's fitting and proper to officially recognize our Constitution with the Bill of Rights and amendments, which has withstood the test of time, steering our country through times of prosperity and peace and guiding us through the depths of internal conflict and war. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Rensselaer County Legislature does hereby proclaim September 17th through the 23rd, 2024 to be Constitution Week in Rensselaer County, and our citizens to reaffirm the ideals the framers of the Constitution recognized in 1787. And be it further resolved that the clerk of the legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to the Van Rensselaer chapter of the National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. And knowing that I was going to present this today, I just wanted to pull out a little bit of food for thought on the Constitution. And this is a part of an opinion piece written by former Assistant Secretary of State Alan Keyes. In his own words, I often wonder at the fact that many people who claim to support the Constitution have utterly abandoned its key terms and provisions. One of the signs of that abandonment has been to use the term democracy to describe the form of government established by the Constitution of the United States. Yet that term is nowhere used in our key founding documents, not in the Constitution, not in the Declaration of Independence, which summarizes the Constitution's premise. The reason for this is simple. Democracy does not achieve what America's founders understood to be the essential purpose of constitutional government. And with that, I'd just like to thank you to be here and offer you a chance to speak.
Just quickly. In 1955, the President General of the Daughters of the American Revolution adopted a project to promote the observance of the U.S. Constitution with a Memorial Week beginning on the anniversary of the signing of the document, September 17th. The celebration's goals are threefold: to encourage the study of the historical events that led to the framing of the Constitution in September 1787, to remind the public that the Constitution is the basis of America's great heritage and the foundation for its way of life, and to emphasize United States citizens' responsibility to protect, defend, and preserve the U.S. Constitution. On this, the 237th anniversary of the signing of the United States Constitution, the Van Rensselaer chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution is grateful to have the support of the Rensselaer County Legislature in celebrating this document that forms the foundation of our country, our United States Constitution. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't know if anybody else wanted to speak, that's all. So we have 2 copies of the resolution for you. One gross, ready to go.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have 2 resolutions. We're going to put these together. Our good friends, Commissioner Coons and some other folks are here. Was that you, Commissioner Coons? Church bells ring when I say your name. Oh, well then, listen, if you have to go, or we can send our sheriff's deputy down, whatever you need, right? Okay, so these are 2 resolutions, P 35024. The first is a resolution recognizing September 2024 as National Recovery Month in Rensselaer County. And the other resolution is P 38624. This is a resolution recognizing September 24 as Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month in Rensselaer County, and September 10th, 24 as National Suicide Awareness Day. And this is a presentation by legislators Loveridge and Grant. I invite anybody else up who would like to, and I would invite Commissioner Coons with her special guests, Richard Schrade from Troy and Barb Kelp.
And her other special.
We have a real special guest.
Yes.
Being presented by L&G, Life is Good. Right, Mr. Grant?
Yes, sir.
All right. This resolution recognizes September 2024 as National Recovery Month in Rensselaer County, and I'm giving an abridged version of this since it's very long. Whereas National Recovery Month is a national observance held every September to celebrate progress in mental health and substance abuse, and whereas National Recovery Month aims to send a positive message that people can recover, treatment is effective, and prevention does work. Whereas this year marks the 33rd year of National Recovery Month. And whereas the theme this year is join the voices for recovery, because together we are stronger. Whereas the Rensselaer County Department of Mental Health Substance Abuse Prevention Program has provided substance use disorder prevention to the people of Rensselaer County since 1984, with a specialized emphasis directed at decreasing occurrences of underage drinking and drugging. And whereas the Rensselaer County Department of Mental Health has added to its staff a certified recovery peer engagement specialist and has personal experience and expertise in addiction services. And whereas emerging research shows that peer support is effective in facilitating recovery from substance use disorders. And whereas here in Rensselaer County, the Rensselaer County Department of Mental Health, as the local government unit, continually works to further develop a recovery-oriented continuum of care, including medication-assisted treatment, concurrently provided with counseling, MICA treatment services, increased residential beds, outpatient treatment, peer support, and development of fully integrated ambulatory detox rehab facilities. And whereas Recovery Month highlights and encourages people who have reclaimed their lives and are living happy and healthy lives in long-term recovery to celebrate their successes and share them with others in an effort to educate the public that there is a way out from addiction. The Rensselaer County Department of Mental Health invites all residents of Rensselaer County to participate in National Recovery Month, September 2024. Now therefore, be it resolved that the month of September 2024 be recognized as National Recovery Month in Rensselaer County. I want to thank you very much for all the work that you do for over the years and give you an opportunity to say a few words here.
Well, I'm not going to say much except to thank you for your ongoing support for recovery efforts in the county and your annual recognition of September as National Recovery Month. And I've brought with me two speakers for this evening, and Jesse Chapman, our peer engagement specialist, who you have heard from in the past. Jesse's going to introduce our two speakers. Jesse and his assistant.
Yeah, my little assistant here. Nice to see everybody again. And again, thank you for honoring Recovery Month. This little guy wouldn't be here if it wasn't for recovery and amazing people like all of you who recognize recovery. So I just want to introduce two amazing individuals that I have had the privilege of getting to know over these last few years. We'll start with Rich, right? Sounds good? So I'll let Rich just give a little face to recovery for everybody, because I think that's what's important here. So Rich, take it away.
Thanks everybody for having me here tonight. My name is Richard. I don't have a speech prepared or anything, so I'm just gonna kind of freestyle this. Recovery is, I wouldn't be here without it. I'm extremely grateful to be here, and extremely grateful to be alive. This time of the year is very important to me and to everybody in recovery or who works in it. I think this country and surrounding countries too are going through a very difficult time with all the things that are being distributed in our substances and all that. But regardless of that, everybody, addiction affects everybody of all ages and does not discriminate. I got into drugs at a young age, and I've spent the last 10 years now, almost 27, fighting addiction and this disease which I have, which literally lies to me on a daily basis, which basically helps me forget all the stuff that I've put myself through, and my family and friends. But I stand here today because I want to live a fulfilling life. I want to be a contributing member of society. And, I want to have a family. I want to have kids, all the things that I hold valuable. And without recovery, without the treatment court system, I went through the treatment court system back in 2021 to 2022 over in Troy Treatment Court with Judge Meyer and Bonnie Hazard, who passed away, rest her soul. It was at first, it wasn't easy. It was definitely difficult in terms of, getting clean and just kind of understanding what recovery and how much addiction affects us and takes over our lives. Um, I'm sure some of you can understand if you have family members, or kids yourself who have struggled. Um, yeah, it definitely wasn't an easy process. But the people who they have over there on their team truly do care, and I've met a lot of people along the way who have helped me not only, understand my potential and to become, the best version of myself that I can be. But I also want to help others now. I want to get into this line of work, which I am. I can't speak on the job right now, but it's very exciting. And yeah, I want to be an example moving forward for that. This recovery process and these treatment processes that that the counties and the government has come up with truly do help. People who are trying to get clean. It's not an easy process at first. Definitely takes some time and some discipline and just willpower overall and some convincing. But yeah, I'm kind of veering off track here. I apologize, but I've been at this thing now. I was in and out of the legal system for 5-6 years. Probably back in 2018, I had my first DWAI on Xanax, and benzos were a major struggle of mine. I kind of went through the process for a year. I lost my license and I went to outpatient, but I didn't really understand. I didn't think I was done. I thought that this wasn't affecting me, and everybody else just has this problem, and I can just kind of ignore it and just get through this treatment, or just get through this process to show people that I was doing well. A couple years go by after, I had some clean time throughout that outpatient and just going through the whole year of, not having my license and all this kind of things. And that helped, but only to a certain extent until I went through some more trauma. And I went back out and, I ended up getting another DUI and actually two in 2 weeks. And very, very tough time in my life. And then, going through legal process, I had met Bonnie, and I'd heard about the Troy Treatment Court, and that's really where it all began for me. I was back in 2021. I graduated in 2022, and ever since then, it's definitely been a process, and I've certainly had my struggles along the way. This is not an easy process at all. But I think the importance of the treatment courts and all the work that we do to help addicts is to let them know that there is a way to get clean, there is a way to live sober and to live a fulfilling life. And it's really hard to see that. It's really difficult to see that when you are under the effects of drugs, and under the illusion that these things are bettering your life and all these things when they're really not. So I Jesse here, I've known him for 3-4 years now. He's been a part of my process. Just if I didn't meet these people along the way, Judge Meyer, Bonnie, Jesse, to help me, see these things and just understand that there is a way to live without drugs and alcohol, then I wouldn't be here today. People who truly cared about me, and when I didn't feel that for the longest time in my life, really opened my eyes and, showed me that, wow, there are people out there who truly do care and truly want the best for me. So I'm just very grateful for all the work that the courts do, and to the rehabs, I can't name all of them, but everybody who works to help people get clean. It truly does work, and it's a tough process. Like I said, some people, like myself, can be very stubborn throughout this process. But these are not just what should I say? It's not just blowing trash in the wind or whatever you want to call it. This stuff really works. I've seen a lot of people go through this process, and they're still alive today. And I've seen a lot of people who go through this process and have, met the other end of the stick. So, like I said, this disease does not discriminate, and anybody and everybody can be affected by it. That's all I got. Thanks for letting me share.
Thank you so much, Rich. So our other speaker is Barb Kelp from Rensselaer. And again, I guess this is kind of a good occasion to bring up. Bonnie Hazard did a lot of amazing things for our community. So both of these individuals are people who she impacted their life in a pretty tremendous way. So I'll let Barb say a few words on that.
Thank you all for having us here tonight. Recovery is obviously near and dear to my heart now that I'm into it. I had no idea what recovery was until I got a DWI on December 22nd of 2018. And it wasn't my first one. I wasn't ready to stop on my first one. But I got it here in Rensselaer County. And in January, I was offered treatment court through Troy Regional Treatment Court, and it was Bonnie Hazard. I was not going to specifically bring her up, thanks guys, because I know for myself that without her, without treatment court, I would not still be here today. I didn't understand recovery by any means. I didn't understand any program to help me stop drinking. I just thought that, I was not the greatest person in the world. And yes, I had a problem and I didn't know how to stop. Treatment court allowed me to take time and focus on myself, understand what recovery was, and understand that I wanted recovery. One of the greatest things that Bonnie had ever said to me very early on is, yes, I signed a piece of paper, but I wasn't going to stop. I may not stop drinking immediately, because just because I signed a piece of paper to go into treatment court and follow the rules of treatment court for a year wasn't going to take all of my problems away. It wasn't going to take my cravings away. It wasn't going to take the mental illness away from me. But treatment court was there to help me understand what that was and help me get a sober support system and a background behind me in that year or more time, whatever it was going to take me to go through, and understand what recovery was and that I wanted it, because I wanted to live at that point in time. So I was one of those very fortunate people that I finished treatment court on March 9th of 2020, and March 15th of 2020, everything hit and COVID shut us all down. So I was fortunate that I had just about 15 months of recovery under my belt at that point in time, because I didn't know what to do. Our meetings got shut down, everything got shut down, but treatment court never shut down. And they were there for us, and they continued to be there for us. They helped us find meetings, they helped us find what Zoom was, and they continued to be there for us. And for that, I will ever be grateful for. So one of the things in my treatment program that, I have, the program that I have decided to go with that has helped me out, talks about giving back to the community and talks about working with another alcoholic or addict and give back to them. So I do a lot of that. One of the things that I get to do when I leave here tonight is head over to St. Mary's Rehab and take a meeting in there and help the people that are in a 28-day program there and give them the support that they need, show them that this can work. Rensselaer County has an amazing recovery program all around. It has many, many different avenues. One of the avenues that on Tuesday nights, Jesse does an all recovery meeting online on Zoom for us. It's not always a big meeting, but it's a very close-knit group of people that we come in, we talk about our problems, we talk about our struggles, we talk about our goals and our achievements in there, and we get the support. With Jesse, we're able to contact him, outside of that meeting and do some one-on-ones with him or do some group meetings if we're struggling with something very specifically. And I know that I am definitely one of the fortunate participants that has definitely achieved a lot in my life now in the last 5.5 years that I would not have done without any of Rensselaer County's recovery programs. When I'm able to, I take the time off of work and I attend the Heroin Coalition meeting that we have. That's a very important meeting to me. It's very important outreach. And it's amazing what they do and how much they do help the community. So just thank you guys for all constantly supporting us and for your continued support.
Thank you. All right, come on. Say thank you to everybody.
We miss Bonnie Hazard. Many of us are involved in the 10 meetings where minutes are taken and hours are wasted. When you attended a meeting with Bonnie Hazard, you knew that something was going to happen and things were going to be accomplished. On a lighter note, so I'm happy to hear Commissioner Coons' phone ring because it reminds us all that whenever bells ring, angels get their wings. It's an old reference, too old. Okay. Yes, it is. Thank you. Thank you. Merry Christmas, everybody. Sorry. Okay. Resolution P-386, resolution recognizing September 2024 as Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month in Rensselaer County and September 10th, 2024 as National Suicide Awareness Day. Whereas, in 2003, the World Health Organization established September 10th as the annual observance to raise awareness of suicide and increase preventative efforts. Attention is thus placed on the issue of suicide, reducing stigma, and raising awareness for all countries and peoples with the basic understanding that suicides are preventable. And whereas, the 2024 theme to raising the awareness of suicide as a serious issue throughout the world is changing the narrative on suicide, a call to action to start the conversation. And whereas efforts to change the narrative requires cultural change from stigma and silence to one of support, compassion, and understanding. And whereas to shift the culture requires persons, communities, organizations, and governments to foster honest conversations about mental health and suicide. And whereas these honest conversations aid in supporting one another and improving the mental health of all. And whereas Rensselaer County is one of 3 capital region counties identified by the New York State Department of Health as being in a suicide cluster, as identified by syndromic surveillance generated by local emergency room data. The 2 subpopulations of greatest risk are adolescent females and working age males. And whereas county data indicates a drastic increase in persons visiting the local emergency rooms with suicidal ideation or having made an attempt. This has trended upward from 2018 to the present. Whereas Rensselaer County has a suicide prevention task force facilitated by the Commissioner of Mental Health in collaboration with a number of different suicide prevention groups, including the Suicide Prevention Center of New York, veterans groups, survivors, school districts, local hospitals, county health departments, and interested community members. And this focus is on the need to change the narrative again via evidence-based gatekeeper trainings throughout the community, reduction of lethal means, postvention or prevention training, and evidence-based screening, assessment, and treatment for those with suicide ideation. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Rensselaer County Legislature commits itself and encourages all community members and organizations to foster an environment which supports conversations and prevention efforts to achieve 0 suicides in Rensselaer County. And be it further resolved, the legislature recognizes the positive work of the county's Suicide Prevention Task Force and appreciates the collaborations which are essential to achieving the call to action to start the conversation. And be it further resolved that the Rensselaer County Legislature hereby recognizes September 2024 as Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month in Rensselaer County, and today, September 10th, 2024, as National Suicide Awareness Day.
I just want to say a few words that data has shown us that here in Rensselaer County, the method of choice for men who successfully complete suicide is gunshot, and for females is hanging and overdose, intentional overdose. In that effort, the Suicide Prevention Task Force has been encouraging the use of gun locks. We are partnering with the VA, who is providing us with free gun locks to get out into the community. Gun locks not only prevent violence against others, but prevent violence against oneself. On the gun lock is information to call for help if you're thinking of using the weapon to harm yourself. And I would really encourage you, if you own weapons, to please keep them as secure as possible. If you need gun locks, contact us. We have them to share with you. If you know others who have weapons that need to be secured, please reach out and we'll provide you with the locks for that. It doesn't take much for someone to acquire a weapon and use it against themselves. Additionally, we are encouraging the use of lock boxes for medications so that medications can be secured, not only to prevent the misuse of them in terms of addiction, but to prevent the use of them for intentional overdose. So I encourage you that if you need help securing medications, to contact us. If you know others who have a lot of medication needs to be secured, please contact us. The other population we're very concerned about is the geriatric population. Information is from the health department is showing us that individuals who are in chronic pain, especially the elderly, are more likely to be contemplating suicide. And the need to provide education to families who are caring for their elderly loved ones and to help them to secure the potential lethal means is critical. So I ask you to join the conversation, to help us in helping others to protect their lives. So I thank you for this evening.
Thanks.
I want to thank Commissioner Coons and Jesse and Jesse's small assistant. And but I really want to say thank you to Richard and to Barb. It's not easy to get up, even in a small group, to talk about some of the issues that you've had, but to come here and talk in front of a group of strangers who you don't know, I think takes a lot of courage. So on behalf of all of us in the legislature, thank you so much for sharing your story. We really, really do appreciate it. And thank you to Kathy and all her folks that are here tonight, and all the great work that you do does not go unrecognized. So thank you both very much. Thank you. Is anybody from the Deeb family? I don't see them, and we found out that Mary is not going to be coming tonight, so I think we can move on to our public hearing portion of the meeting. So the legislature is called to order at 6:21. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Bailey? Here. Mr. Cassell? Here. Mr. Choquette? Here. Mr. Fiacco? Here. Mr. Fleming? Here. Mr. Genrin? Here. Mr. Grant?
Present.
Mr. Grimm?
Here.
Mr. Harrington?
Present.
Ms. Kennedy? Mr. Leverage?
Here.
Mr. Maloney?
Here.
Ms. Nichols? Here. Mr. Patiri?
Here.
Mr. Stahl?
Here.
Ms. Weaver?
Here.
Mr. Wysocki?
Here.
Mr. Zaluski?
Here.
Chairwoman Hoffman?
Here.
There are 18 present and 1 absent.
Mr. Harrington?
Madam Chair, I move that the legislature resolve itself into a committee of the whole for the purpose of conducting a public hearing.
Okay, hearing no objections, I appoint legislator Ken Harrington, chairman of the Ag Committee, to conduct this public hearing.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna be here a while. Get a series of questions.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna say, questions, straight time.
Let's get to the policy part.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. At this time, I would like to reopen the public hearing on Ag District Number 3 and 4 from the August 13th legislative meeting. The affidavit of publication has been read into the record on the August 13th date, and this hearing is now open. Okay. So, first, anyone wishing to speak at this public hearing must sign in at the desk at the entrance to the legislative chambers. When you're called upon to speak, please move to the microphone and state your name and address. Are there any questions? At this time, is there anyone wishing to speak about this? I have to say this 3 times, right?
Yes.
At this time, is there anyone wishing to speak about these? At this time, is there anyone wishing to speak about these? No takers. If there's no one else, hearing no one else to speak on the proposal, and hearing none, and as much as all persons present were given the opportunity to speak for and against these requests for inclusion, and no one else desires to speak, I declare this public hearing closed at 6:25.
Sure.
Thank you for your participation. Now, Rob Bailey, we're going to change seats. Madam Chair, we are resolved into a committee of the whole for the purpose of conducting a public hearing. And if there are no objections, I suggest we move into the second public hearing. This hearing is being conducted to review the schedule of sewer rents established by the Commissioners of the Rensselaer County Sewer District Number 1. Will the clerk please read the notification of public hearing and enter the affidavits of publication into the record?
Please take notice that pursuant to the laws of the state of New York and local law number 3 of the Rensselaer County for the year 1976 and local law number 3 of the year 1994, a public hearing will be held in the chambers of the Rensselaer County Legislature at the County Office Building, 99 Troy Road, East Greenbush, New York, on Tuesday, September 10, 2024, at 5:45 p.m. to review the schedule of sewer rents established by the Commissioners of the Rensselaer County Sewer District Number 1 and notice of right to appeal.
The public hearing to review the schedule of sewer rents established by the Commissioners of the Rensselaer County Sewer District Number 1 is now open. The rules of the chair are as follows. First, anyone wishing to speak at this public hearing must sign in at the desk at the entrance to the legislative chambers. The chair must establish a time limit of 3 minutes for each speaker at this public hearing. When you are called upon to speak, please move quickly to the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Are there any questions? At this time, is there anyone wishing to speak on the proposed schedule of sewer rents? Are there any other speakers on this proposal? Are there any other speakers on this proposal? And I'll ask it again. Are there any other speakers on this proposal? Hearing none, in as much as all persons present were given the opportunity to speak on the schedule of sewer rents established by the Commissioners of the Rensselaer County Sewer District Number 1, and no one else desires to speak, I declare this public hearing closed at 6:28, I think. Close. Thank you.
I don't know. We'll see. No speakers. Okay. Okay, since there are no speakers, let's see, the September 10th, 2024 September meeting of the Rensselaer County Legislature is now called to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
The roll remains at 18, one absent, Ms. Kennedy.
Invocation, Mr. Grant.
We could pause for a moment, have a few moments of silence. 23 years ago today, almost 3,000 people went to bed at night anticipating the events of the next day, which turned out to be September the 11th. Over 2,900 people lost their lives that day. Again, if we could have a moment of silence in their memories. Thank you. Lord, guide our hearts and minds in the spirit of fairness, right thought, and speech. Impart your supreme wisdom upon our activities so that our affairs may reach a successful conclusion. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Graham.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Harrington.
Madam Chair, I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the regular meeting of August 13th, 2024, and approve the minutes as printed.
I'll second.
I have a motion and second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Presentation of petitions.
On file?
Presentation of communications.
On file?
Reports of commissions.
On file?
Departmental reports.
On file?
Reports of standing committees.
On file?
Local laws.
There are none tonight.
Okay, we'll get right to the index. G 35324.
G 35324, resolution amending the 2024 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Bureau of Public Safety, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 35424.
G 35424, resolution authorizing amended agreements for the 2024 Youth Teams Program allocations, Unified Family Services Youth Services, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, and Casal, and Nichols.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 35524.
G 35524, resolution authorizing amended agreements for the 2024 Youth Sports Educational Infrastructure allocations, Unified Family Services Youth Services, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Casal, and Nichols.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 35624.
G 35624, resolution authorizing an amended agreement with Select PC, OT, and SLP Rehabilitations New York, PLLC DBA Select Rehabilitation for Rehabilitation Services, Van Rensselaer Manor, introduced by legislators Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 35724.
G 35724, resolution authorizing an agreement with Comprehensive Skilled Care Solutions LLC for rehabilitation services, Van Rensselaer Manor, introduced by legislators Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 35824.
G 35824, resolution authorizing acceptance of a grant award from the New York State Office of Mental Health for the Community Mental Health Loan Repayment Program and amending the 2024 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Department of Mental Health, introduced by legislators Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 35924.
G 35924, resolution amending the 2024 Rensselaer County Capital Projects Fund Budget, Bureau of Finance, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 36024.
G 36024, resolution authorizing the closing of completed capital projects, Bureau of Finance, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 36124.
G 36124, resolution authorizing acceptance of an allocation from the New York State Office of Temporary and Disability Assistance, continuing an agreement with St. Paul's Center, and amending the 2024 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Leverage, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 36224.
G 36224, resolution authorizing the appropriation of highway machinery fund balance and amending the 2024 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 36324.
G 36324, resolution authorizing the purchase of highway equipment, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 36424.
G 36424, resolution authorizing the purchase of snow and ice control agents from the New York State contract, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 36524.
G 36524, resolution authorizing the repair of a Great All excavator, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 36624.
G 36624, resolution amending the 2024 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Public Defender, Conflict Defender, and Public Administrator, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 36724.
G 36724, resolution authorizing the purchase of one pickup truck, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 36824.
G 36824, resolution authorizing the purchase of 3 new long bed pickup trucks, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 36924.
G 36924, resolution accepting a grant award from the New York State Department of Health for the lead rental registry program, creating 3 full-time positions and amending the 2024 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget, Department of Health, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Stahl, Genron, and Nichols.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 37024.
G 37024, resolution authorizing the purchase of a lead paint analyzer machine, Department of Health, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Stahl, Genron, and Nichols.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 37124.
G 37124, resolution authorizing contract with the City of Troy, New York for the lead rental registry program grant collaboration, Department of Health, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Stahl, Genron, and Nichols.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G, 37224.
G 37224, resolution authorizing agreement with Otis Elevator Company for the elevator maintenance at the County Office Building and County Courthouse Buildings Department, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 37324.
G 37324, resolution authorizing acceptance of a grant award from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the Aid to Defense for Discovery Reform and amending the 2024 Rensselaer County adopted budget. Public Defender and Conflict Defender, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 37424.
G 37424, resolution authorizing acceptance of an award from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the Gun-Involved Violence Elimination Give Partnership and amending the 2024 Rensselaer County adopted budget. District Attorney, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 37524.
G 37524, resolution authorizing acceptance of a grant award from the New York State Division of Criminal Justice Services for the Aid Defense Supplemental Program and amending the 2024 Rensselaer County adopted budget. Public Defender and Conflict Defender, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 37624.
G 37624, resolution amending the 2024 Rensselaer County adopted budget. District Attorney, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 37724.
G 37724, resolution authorizing contract contingency payments for the patching and painting at the Rensselaer County Courthouse and amending the 2024 Rensselaer County adopted budget Buildings Department, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 37824.
G 37824, resolution amending the 2024 Rensselaer County adopted budget automotive maintenance, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 37924.
G 37924, resolution authorizing the approval of 3-year successor agreement with the Hudson Valley Community College Faculty Association for the term September 1st, 2024 through August 31st, 2027, introduced by legislators Leverage, Grant, Weaver, Casal, Generin, and Nichols.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. And thank you for all our folks here at Hudson Valley for coming tonight. Appreciate that. G 38024.
G 38024, resolution authorizing the sole source purchase of parts from GP Jaeger, Inc., Store District Number 1, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 38124.
P 38124, resolution commending Glendora Kilmer upon being named Miss Teen Rodeo, New York, introduced by legislators Leverage, Choquette, Generin, Harrington, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 38224.
P 38224, resolution recognizing September 29, 2024 as National Gold Star Mother's Day, introduced by legislators Harrington, Casal, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 38324.
P 38324, resolution recognizing National POW MIA Day, September 20th, 2024, introduced by legislators Harrington, Casal, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 38424.
P 38424, resolution recognizing October as National Breast Cancer Awareness Month in Rensselaer County, introduced by legislators Fiacco and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 38524.
P 38524, resolution recognizing October as National Rett Syndrome Awareness Month in Rensselaer County, introduced by legislator Casal and the entire legislative body.
Mr. Maloney?
First, I'd like to thank everybody for their support over the years for Rett syndrome. It hits home with a couple of us. I joined a very loving family in the Spiegeltown area that has a young son and a grandson that struggles with Rett. And Rett affects mostly just our kids, and they don't live very long. Although Rett's been around for a little bit of time, there's very little research being done, or was to that effect. And just about no research for boys, because they didn't believe that boys could actually have it. So this young boy has pushed us all in a committee to fundraise and try and put this on the map somewhere. And in 3 years' time, we've raised close to $1 million for the research and development of gene therapy and things that are necessary to do this. The young boy's father has now been appointed to a couple of committees in which he speaks on behalf of males in this syndrome, and it's starting to take traction. September 21st at the Spiegeltown Firehouse, we're hoping to host about 2,000 people if we can. Last year, we had over 1,500, we estimate. We're hoping to have about 2,000 people, and we'd like to surpass our largest so far fundraiser at 323,000. We'd like to push it over 350 if we can this year. So if you're around, it's a family day. It's for all kids and families. If you're around, come join us. It's free. We'd love to have you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Legislator Casal.
Yeah, I'd like to say, thank you, Bill. Iggy Barrett, who has Reds, is my nephew. I'm a great nephew, I'm a great uncle. So I just want to say thank you for bringing this up.
You're welcome. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 38624.
P 38624, resolution recognizing September 2024 as Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month in Rensselaer County and September 10th, 2024 as National Suicide Awareness Day, introduced by legislator Grant Loveridge and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 38724.
P 38724, resolution recognizing October 2024 as National Bullying Prevention Month, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 38824.
P 38824, resolution recognizing the month of October 2024 as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 38924.
P 38924, resolution recognizing October 23rd through the 31st, 2024 as National Red Ribbon Week in Rensselaer County, introduced by legislators Grimm, Nichols, Fleming, Weaver, Zaluski, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 39024.
P 39024, resolution in memoriam of Diana Moxon, introduced by legislator Fiacco and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 39124.
P 39124, resolution adjourning the September 10th, 2024 legislative meeting in memory of James Conroy Jr., introduced by legislators Grimm, Nichols, Fleming, Weaver, Zaluski, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 39224.
P 39224, resolution adjourning the Rensselaer County September 10th, 2024 legislative meeting in memory of Honorable Conrad H. Lang Jr., introduced by legislator Hoffman and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. And that is the end of our index. Legislative privilege, Mr. Maloney. I have a motion. Do I have a second? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night and be safe.